Hello Taurus, and welcome back to my channel. This is Glamour Spell Tarot, and this is going to be your reading for October 2020. I have been actually called upon to change a little bit the structure for these readings. If so far you guys have been used to me doing readings for love or for money, business, whatever else, I've been experimenting with that as well. In the past couple of months, I felt this energy that I have to do readings for you where I don't set the intention for a certain area of your life, but rather let the divine decide which messages are supposed to come for you for your highest good. Okay, so the messages and the area of your life that is going to come out during these readings is as much a surprise for me as it's going to be for you. But we are going to trust the divine that these messages are going to help you on your life path. I'm using the Making Magic deck. I'm using them as oracle cards. I also use them for how do you call it? Making magic. So the first card that came out, Abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Okay. Earth. Well, you are an earth sign. Ask the element of earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. And the sun. The golden energy of sun brings fame and fortune. So I feel that there are going to be positive changes for you this month in terms at least of finances. But now when we talk about good fortune and we talk about lucky chances, they can be about anything, right? In any area of your life where you need those, basically. I'm using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Again, this is a deck I'm using as oracle cards rather than do a full spread on it. So you have Radha, the first of Radha, yeah, that sounds weird. Dambala Wedo. So this would be the equivalent of the Ace of Swords, some truth coming out. Then you have the Five of Congo, Ogun Bakhlindio. I hope I pronounced this right, and I hope no one gets upset with me if I didn't. This is healing. To me, that's very much a card that speaks about healing. And then you have Petro Mambo. Petro in this deck is fire. Congo is water. Well, the river of Congo, so that makes sense. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get more into the messages, and then I'm going to pull tarot cards. But for that, I need to move at the table. So stay with me. Hey, Taurus. First card that came out for you is Dambala Wedo. So Dambala is the great serpent. In the voodoo culture, tradition, religion, the snake, the serpent, doesn't have the same meaning as for Christians, right? So Da is the root that refers to the serpent or the serpent's power. Dambala stretches as a link between the voodooist and the wisdom and power of the ancestors. On his back and the back of Aida Wedo are carried all unnamed ancestors, those ancestors whose names have been lost in the sea of time. Here, Dambala Wedo hangs in the air from a crossroad created by the branches of the sacred tree. He hangs serenely in perfect balance. There is no tendency towards movement in any direction. The force of this card can move in a helpful or hurtful direction, but only after it is called. If left to its own devices, the serpent will continue to hang in its perfect airy perch. The primary attribute of this card is attention pressed into action. The eggs that fall from Dambala's perch represent the potential for action. What you are being asked from with this card is to move in a space of perfect stillness and try to see behind your eyes. Try to reach. Try to understand what the messages from your higher self, the messages from the spirit guides. Locate yourself deep within your body. Will a specific movement, such as a slight lifting of the fingers, trace the impulse as it travels from stillness to action. This is also the description of mindfulness. You are being asked to be mindful. You need to keep in mind that with this card, great energy is called to do good or ill. Stationary forces are roused and called into action. Then let's move forward to the Five of Congo, Ogun Baklindio. This is the iron, steel, and technology as healer. Disease wears different faces, right? First, there is the disease that is given by bon Dieu bon. In this case, nothing can be done. This is from the divine. Okay, the disease is laid upon the person as the will of God. Second, there are diseases that emanate from the invisible world, and these may be a result of a curse, of an enchantment, black magic. A healer of spirits, a mambo or hungan, can be of benefit in this case. And then you have the mambo of Petro here. A mambo or hungan can intercede with the spirits and can call a spirit down to give its advice in cases of this type of illness. A third type of illness is the result of the alignment of purely natural causes and chance. The element of chance always is present. But with the third type of illness, the healing of Ogun Baklindio is paramount. Okay. The aspect of this card is that of a determined healer. He holds the hypodermic needle in his hand. The needle, rather than the scalpel, is an apt emblem of this new Ogun. In earlier manifestation, it was more common for this Ogun to show himself as a surgeon, using iron and steel to cut disease away. We need to keep in mind that technologies are now way more sophisticated and allow for less intrusive healing. Keep in mind that what you are being told with this card, it's a message of trying to heal yourself, right? Ogun Baklindio is a true healer on Ogun, whose field of battle is the inflamed body of the patient. You have here the determination of the healer, the combination of hot and cold qualities needed to combat disease. Also, with this card, you need to keep in mind that there is trouble, there is worry, and maybe possible onset of disease, and the need to recourse to the act or to a healer. Can be a doctor, can be whatever, maybe spiritual healing. Maybe you need to talk to a priest. And then we have the mambo of Petro. This is the mambo of fire is the watery part of fire. Water controls fire, and this mambo has authority over the fiery element. She has united with fire and thus has the powers that come from knowing its secrets. If we need to look at this woman from a physical perspective, she might have red, gold, or reddish black hair and blue or brown eyes. So in the court suit in this deck, you can identify different people. So maybe that will resonate with some of you out there. So she has united with fire and thus has the powers that come from knowing its secrets. Simbi La Flambeau may well have helped to shape such a person. The card, as you can see, shows a mambo uniting with a fiery red snake. The snake has risen from the blood-red molten river that flows by their side. Fire flashes between the head of the mambo and the serpent as they exchange a breath of flame in their mutual ecstasy. The pleasure of the mambo in receiving the secrets of fire is matched by the joy of the serpent in imparting them. The individual described by this card exhibits authority, a magnetic kind of attraction. She's generous in friendship and love, where she is apt to take the lead, very much similar to the Queen of Wands. Like, my palm is itchy, this means money. No, if I'm receiving them, if you Taurus, you are receiving them, but that's a good thing, receiving money. Let us move to the tarot. I'm using the Marigold tarot. My nose is itchy. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I hope I'm not getting the allergies again. It's Halloween this month. We have all the skulls and other stuff here. Wow. You're required to have a lot of strength. You're required to have a lot of strength because there is a message of love that you are receiving, and there is an element that you have been holding on to with the Four of Rings. You have been holding on to something. You have been holding on maybe to hope to receive this message of love. You have been holding on to some elements from your past. You might be dealing with a Leo or someone with strong Leo in their chart. Maybe even you have Leo in your chart. Yeah, these are cards I have seen while I was shuffling. You have the Six of Wands. This is victory after a battle. There has been a long battle, long conflict, maybe internal conflict, maybe external conflict. But it has been complicated. But now you have victory. You see how you have this crown. In general, for the Roman emperors or Roman generals or so on and so forth, when they were coming from battle victorious, they were given a crown of laurel. There is a cycle that is ending. There is a cycle that is ending, and I feel it's the cycle of conflict, or maybe the things that you have been holding on to. You are letting go. You are letting go maybe of unrealistic expectations, because the Page of Cups can sometimes be very much naive, okay, and has unrealistic expectations. But there is a cycle that is ending, and I feel there is that cycle of conflict, and you finally will feel victorious. Yeah, of course, because you have a beautiful new beginning here. You have a beautiful new beginning, something you can touch, something you can feel. This is a great opportunity coming your way. This is an opportunity. This is a golden opportunity. You might not have been expecting this. And the second you start letting go, the moment when you start letting go is the moment when you will see that things start coming to fruition. This is something you can bank on. This is something you can touch, you can feel. It's very realistic. It's not an illusion. It's something you have been waiting for a while now, I feel. This is how I feel about this card. You have been waiting for this for a while to happen. This is related to love, because at the bottom of the deck I have seen the Lover's card. But we'll see if it comes out again. The Three of Swords. Yeah, in the past you have been very hurt, and maybe you had to make a choice between two people, between two situations, between mental health and the great love of your life. You have been very heartbroken in the past. Hence why the conflict, hence why maybe not knowing what you have to choose. Maybe someone has been wishy-washy, hot and cold type of energy with the Knight of Wands. Passionate, very passionate, but not very decisive, and not ready to offer you that opportunity you have actually been waiting for. And that has left you this type of attitude where someone is wishy-washy, where they don't commit. The Knight of Wands is non-committal. The Knight of Wands doesn't commit. You have been waiting for a long time for your ships to come in. You are prepared. You have been preparing for this. You have been preparing to receive this. You have made all of the decisions. You have went through the healing process after that, having that heart-breaking situation that you have been in. You have been planning, plotting, strategizing on how to move past the heartbreak, because you see, here we look at this Seven of Swords. We have 3 swords here. That makes me think of this, right? And then taking the time out, being in meditation, being in quiet, being in solitude, and trying to rest and trying to figure out what's next. To me, the Four of Swords is very much a card of healing. Seven of Swords, and especially how it's represented by this. And then you have the Five of Cups, which is very much similar to the Five of Congo. It's a card that speaks about healing after something that was very much distressful at an emotional level, something that was very hurtful. You feel as if you have been abandoned, left for dead, no one cared, no one gave a shit. Five of Wands, the conflict that I was talking about, this whole conflict, and this could have been inner or outer type of conflict that you had to deal with. But then you have the Six of Wands and you have the World card that is kind of crowning this situation. You are finally ready to close a cycle that has been extremely hurtful, extremely painful. Yeah, Hanged Man. I was actually shuffling the cards earlier, and the Hanged Man. You had to put yourself upside down to gain a different perspective, to gain the enlightenment that is needed. You had to look at things from a different perspective. Try to understand how you can heal. Try to understand why the other person was like this. Try to understand that you were good enough in all of this. Try to understand someone's emotions. Try to understand your own intuition. Try to see what your intuition, the messages that your intuition has for you. You have been feeling constantly that you are missing out on an opportunity, that there is something you are missing out on. There was a sense of boredom, there was a sense of impatience in having to wait for this Queen of Cups to give her heart and give herself totally to you. But for me, the Queen of Cups in her low vibration, maybe dealing with a Pisces or with a Cancer, there have been secrets. Again, the High Priestess is a card of intuition. What's behind that pomegranate curtain? Which are the secrets that she hides? Very much related to the cycles of the moon. Very much related to the cycles of the moon. Wow. Temperance. Everything happens in divine timing. Temperance is one of my least favorite cards in the tarot deck. Oh, everything is happening in divine timing. To me, the Three of Rings can totally be a third-party type of situation. But this is also a card that speaks about coming together with helpful people and getting things done and working for a common shared goal. Temperance. You need to be patient. All of these elements here, they are divinely guided. They are definitely divinely guided. There is a decision, left, right, that you need to make. There is a decision toward your healing. And if you are incapable of doing that, the universe comes in. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. Very important, very powerful cards here. The Temperance, divine timing. Divine timing is different than the timing us humans have for something. You know, sometimes we manifest things and we set intentions and we set them in the proper way. But then the universe or God or whoever you choose to believe in only gives them to us, brings them into our reality when we are ready to receive them. When we are ready to receive them. And when we are ready to listen to our intuition, to listen to our spirit guides, to listen to our higher self. For that, it takes a lot of quieting your mind. If you have been Taurus in a third-party type of situation, that is going to be solved soon. But there are some pieces of information that are going to come your way. And in order to receive these pieces of information, you need to get in into hangman mode. You need to learn to look at things from a different perspective. But you also need to heal. King of Cups. This is a divine couple here. There is a lot of love. There is a lot of love. This is a divine couple, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. A lot of emotional abundance. This is your person. This is someone you have been wishing and you have been dreaming of for a while. And you are trying so bad to manifest them into your life, to manifest them into your reality, to make sure that they're part of your future. You have been waiting for this for a very, very long time. And while you have been waiting, you have been feeling that you are missing out on some opportunities. You have been very hurt. Very, very, very hurt with the Ten of Swords. You felt betrayed. You felt left for dead. You felt... And you have been praying so hard. You have been praying so hard to gain balance. You have been praying so hard for things to get better. You have been wishing, you have been manifesting. It's exactly what I was telling you. Look at these two hands here in prayer position. You have been praying for this healing. You have been praying for this cycle to end and something new to begin and things to get better. But this cycle is ending. You are going to be victorious. It takes strength though. It takes strength. It takes strength, and especially when someone hurts you and they are wishy-washy and they are all over the place, and you know that's very hurtful because you tend to think that it's your fault that the other person acts like that. Manifesting. I was telling you about manifesting. You have been manifesting for this new beginning. You have been manifesting this new beginning really, really, really hard. And I feel it's happening. I genuinely feel it's happening. You have been praying for it. You have been praying for it. And you see, you have here abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky changes. But you need to ground yourself in order to get your happiness. You have to ground yourself. As the element of earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. You have to ground yourself in order to have that happiness and have that optimism. But I feel things are improving, Taurus. Things are getting better. And your wishes are being granted. Your wishes definitely start being granted, Taurus. This is beautiful energy. This is gorgeous energy here. And this is all I had for you for October 2020. Make sure to drop me a comment below and please let me know how you have resonated with this reading. I would be very grateful for that. As well, like, share, and subscribe so the video gets distributed to as many people as possible and the messages arrive to those who need to listen to them. Okay guys, make sure to check the community tab because in the next few days I'm gonna come live and do a reading for the new moon. And yeah, so I'm gonna see you soon. Love and light.